Hi, katzcradul here. I watched a video yesterday by Sustenancencovering. If you don't subscribe to him, you might want to. I'll post a link to his channel below. In particular, the video he posted yesterday was entitled Milk. He had heard from a friend of his that milk prices might spike at the first of the year, and he told about that. He also had a little discussion on there about subsidies and what they mean. He also did a video a couple of weeks ago talking about subsidies, which is very interesting, that I will try to go back and find and post a link for you as well. So I was curious after watching this video whether that was true. So I went and did a little bit of research. In fact, I left a comment on his video saying that I really didn't think I was going to flinch much at this story. One, because I have plenty of milk products stored, and secondly, because I know from past experience that the dairy lobby is very powerful and they usually get what they want. So I'm not sure if this is going to happen or not. Just going to give you a heads up. I did find links where it was posted on several places. This is from MSN Money. There was also a New York Times article, and also on Money, CNN. I found it everywhere. You won't have any problem. I'll post the links to not only Sustenancecovering's video that he originally did, but I'll post the links to these news articles as well. But there may be a little bit of a problem heading our way. I know we're all sick of hearing about the fiscal cliff everybody's talking about, but now they're calling this the dairy cliff. And I'll quote here from CNN Money, and this was posted on December 21st. It says, with Congress spending all its time trying to avert the fiscal cliff, a slew of other legislative matters are going unattended. One of them is the agricultural bill, which, if not addressed, could lead to a doubling in the price of milk early next year. And from everything I'm reading, they're saying that if they don't take care of this problem, that milk could go to $7 or $8 a gallon. The current agricultural bill has a formula that means the government steps in if the price of milk drops by roughly half of what it's currently selling for, which is about $3.65 a gallon. And I don't know what you're paying, but that's about what I'm paying here in Missouri. The problem is that the current bill expired last summer, and Congress hadn't been able to agree on a new one. There's several protections in place for farmers, but they've already expired. And one of them, the dairy subsidy, is due to expire on January 1st. Now, what happens is, if this is not renewed, the price, the government will agree that if the price drops by half on what farmers usually receive for dairy products, the government steps in and buys their product from them. The current bill, the formula, the way they calculate it is the price that the government will pay for dairy will revert back to a 1949 statute, and under this formula the government would be forced to buy milk at twice today's price, driving the cost up for everybody. And Tom Vilsack said, if you like anything made with milk, you're going to be impacted by the fact that there's no farm bill. So anyway, this is a problem they're facing. He also said consumers are going to be a bit shocked when instead of seeing $3.60 a gallon milk, they see $7 a gallon milk. It's going to ripple through all of the commodities if this thing goes for an extended period of time. So you can read this article. The last line says, to prevent the price spike, Congress either needs to extend the current bill, pass a new one, or enact some provision to keep the 1949 law from taking effect. Given the current state of the fiscal cliff talks and Congress' inability to get things done in general, dairy lovers might want to stock up now. So anyway, you can go check out these links. This is just giving you a little bit of heads up. I stock plenty of milk. I hope you do too. Prepare took this picture of some of the milks we store that are all shelf stable. My favorite being non-fat dry powdered milk that I get from the LDS cannery, because one, it takes up the least amount of space on my shelf, and it also has a 20-year shelf life, which I love. So and I wax my own cheese, which is shelf stable as well. I store lots of powdered cheese, buttermilk powder, sour cream powder, Media Crema, which is available through Walmart online, which is just kind of like a canned well, it's kind of like a canned sour cream. But anyway, if you don't store this stuff, you might want to go get some milk products at least to put in your refrigerator. You might think of yogurt and butter and that kind of thing. There are some alternatives out there which are shelf stable, which are soy milk. You've probably seen that on the shelf. I wouldn't drink it on a bet. There's also almond milk, which is expensive, and you know what, instead of paying the expensive price for that, I would eat the whole almond, get the fiber, and drink a big old glass of water and get the same effect, although I know people are probably looking for things to pour on cereal and that kind of thing. Anyway, there are a few alternatives out there, but if you end up with a little extra money in your budget at the end of the year, or mom and daddy send you a nice hefty check for Christmas or something, you might want to consider stocking up on a little milk just until we see what happens with this after the first of the year. So anyway, just one more cliff to drive over. Let's just hope that we're stocked up and wait and see what happens. So until next time, look for the links below. This is Cat's Cradle.